The current AI developments are really exciting, and now that even ChatGPT has been trained with reinforcement learning, which until now was primarily used in AI for video games, I thought it would be a good idea to develop an AI that learns to play Super Mario Bros. So I can learn more about that mysterious term and everyone loves our Italian plumber. The good old Super Mario Bros. Consists of 8 worlds and each world consists of 4 levels. So it's natural that the big goal must be to train an AI that can master all 32 levels. And unfortunately that's a lot. And there's some pretty difficult levels. Here for example, in 4.3 and 6.3, besides all the moving platforms, there are many ways to fall down. 2.2 and 7.2, in the water the controls are very sluggish and there are a lot of enemies. And of course all level 4 due to the rotating fires and the well-feed but slightly aggressive turtle at the end. I mean, for me as a programmer it's not an issue, but how does an AI actually learn to play the game? The answer? Reinforcement learning. In my case, a special algorithm called PPO stands for Proximal Policy Optimization. But before we can even begin, it is super important that we understand the math behind the PPO in detail, because the special feature is the optimization of the function of I got you, we can just forget about all that boring math stuff. Because as usual in Python, you only need a suitable library and you can easily work on problems you have no idea about. But a little basic knowledge never hurts. So here in short the key points about reinforcement learning. First, you need a game to play. This is called the environment. Then you need an AI that interacts with the game, and this is called the agent. And this is usually the network that you want to train. During the training, the agent receives an observation from the environment, and the observation in our case is the current frame of the game. The agent then decides which action he wants to take. For example, run left or right, jump, kick some mushrooms, whatever. And for this action he then receives a reward, which can be for example a positive value if he runs to the right, or a negative one if he dies. And since the AI is quite slow at learning, this process is repeated over and over again, possibly several millions of times, until the AI is good enough to win the game. And that's all you really need to know. As I already mentioned at the beginning, the game consists of a total of 32 individual levels, and I trained an AI for every one of them. At the beginning of training, the AI has absolutely no idea how anything works. It just has its possible actions, and then the AI randomly take one and sees what happens. It looks a bit stupid, but for each pixel that the agent moves to the right, it receives 1 point. For each past time step on the clock, he gets a minus point, and if he dies, he gets 50 minus points. And to speed up the training, you don't only have to train one agent at a time. You can train for example 8 at once. Because of the shared experience, the goal can be achieved in less time. So that in my case for 1.1, 500,000 steps were enough. The AI can now easily beat the first level. I must confess that the training was not so easy in all levels. But surprisingly, the AI also came up with some interesting strategies in one level or another. For example, 1.2. Mario lands to jump on a certain turtle every time to clear his way. Or 1.3. Mario bumped his head on the one platform for ages. It took him 5 million steps to learn that he had to slow down once to be able to jump onto the platform. Or 2.1. Mario was stuck in the front of the one tube forever because he couldn't jump over it. It took him 8 million steps before he learned to immediately jump onto the platform from the previous tube to get over the actual tube. Mega smart. Or 4.2. Mario has learned to jump out of the level. He also get to the shortcut this way, but unfortunately he never used it. Or in 4.4, Mario doesn't die anymore, but he can't finish the level either, because actually he has to follow the correct order of the path and unfortunately he gets stuck in the loop. Or surprisingly, 6.3, because it is a difficult level in my opinion, but after only 1 million steps the AI runs through the level like crazy. Or 8.3. This is also where things get really wild. Here you have the cannonballs, the stupid turtle throwing the hammers, and then also a few small stones at the end. But hey, surprisingly, only 4.5 million steps were needed. So, and how many levels could I finally solve? The answer, 27 out of 32 levels, or around 84%. I think that's a great result. I didn't expect at the beginning that it could solve so many levels. And the remaining 5 levels are also really nasty. 4.2, as I said before, Mario easily learned to jump out of the level only to get stuck at the end. In 4.4 and 7.4, the pathfinding problem I mentioned keeps Mario trapped in the loop. Mario also can't solve 8.4 because he has to go down to the tube and I never give him the down key as a usable key. My fault. And then there's my favorite level, 8-1. I tried to solve this level several times, and I also trained my AI for 15 million steps. And 15 million steps means for me 3 days of training on the smallest CPU in the Google Cloud, and that can get a bit expensive over time. That's why I gave up on this level, but I have no idea why it didn't work. But whatever, 27 out of 32. That's a fantastic result. I'm really happy about it. I think it could be quite exciting to test the PPO algorithm in other games. Maybe in World of Warcraft, then I would finally have a chance in my arena games. But that is another topic, whatever. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and see you next time.